So I thought I'd do a video all about why I started riding the bike and how that's kind of changed my life a little bit. So as you know, if you've been watching the channel, I'm all about trying to help people get fitter on bikes, enjoy them a bit more, show them how to be effective in their training so they can go and ride any hill or any challenge that they set themselves and feel really confident in their ability to do it. But my story starts off maybe about 7 years ago where, and look, don't feel sorry for me, but I had a really bad bout of depression after some really tough times in my life, and I had to stop work, start something new with my twin brother. I was basically his warehouse person in his new wine merchant, filling boxes and doing some very straightforward work. And actually, if he's watching this, that job was just what I needed at the time. I needed just to do something very straightforward. So during that time, it took about a year to sort of start feeling myself again. And my twin was saying, come on, side, let's go on the bikes and ride and go running and just look after ourselves a bit. And from that point, I reckon for a whole year I was feeling pretty numb, but every time I went on the bike I felt like lighter, happier, just it almost like sort of dissolved all my problems. So that's where the spark of the flame for the cycling started to come through. So the first couple of years I did triathlon. I started aiming for Ironman in 70.3, and if I'm really honest, I was okay at that. I could swim well, I was biking very strong, my run was alright. I was running close to 130s. Maybe my best time was 129, but my Achilles was always killing me, and after a while I was like, I can't do this anymore, it's so painful, I have to stop. Just a quick side note, I'm riding up the Orient in Mallorca, just nice and steady today, hence the reason why I'm having a chat to you while I'm going up it, and mostly because when I was riding down here it was a block headwind and there was no way I was going to be able to film this. I started riding my bike a lot after I gave up triathlon, and I still coach triathlon and I love the sport, but did the usual thing, which was a couple of road races, which I did okay at, but I was like, super dangerous, and it wasn't really my cup of tea. And I think I've always been keen on long distance, so I started doing lots of crazy long distance rides, and then from there on in I've just seemed to have done more and more and more, to next year being one of the biggest challenges I'm ever going to take on board. I'm kind of looking forward to that. Hola. But I'm not going to talk about that yet. I'll talk about that in another video. So, through lockdown, if you watch any of my videos, you'll notice that that's when Velo was started to form, and I started to put out videos all about how to train. Now, if you're interested in those, I'll put a link or one of the cards at the end of this video to direct you straight to how to train effectively for cycling. But let's get into the reason why I love my riding, more so than any other sport I've done. And it's so multifaceted in my mind that, you know, I think it keeps on giving. So it's definitely keeping me fit as I get older. I love the fact that you can get the same enjoyment of riding out with your mates or just riding on your own and de-stressing from the world and absorbing a little bit of nature and your own thoughts. I love the fact that if you train effectively, you can climb hills fast still. You can be very dominant in a bunch of people. You can still sprint for a signpost, and all of that is part and parcel of riding. It's supposed to be fun, not a chore. And again, that's why I started Velo. I wanted people to train in a way that gets them physically and mentally in that position that they feel like they can do most things on a bike and feel really confident. I like my cycling because it's taken me on so many different adventures abroad and at home. It's challenged me in ways that, with all the long distance riding that I've done, that it's shown me, challenged me mentally and physically, but also proved to me that you can do it even as you get older. And that's really something that gives you a lot of confidence when you hear a lot of people around you saying, you know, at 51, don't you think you should slow down a bit? And my internal thought on that is always, fuck no, I'm still going. And if it frightens you if I put you off because I look strong on a bike, then realistically that's your problem, not mine. But the whole idea of this channel and everything I do, I hope, is to inspire people, to show you that you can do more. Anyhow, so other reasons why I like riding my bike, well, the bike, let's be honest. I've got a BMC road machine, which I love, and the more I ride it, the more I have big respect for it. It can climb strong and quick. It's pretty aero, so even in headwinds, it's nice and sleek, and you can hold good speeds. And it's comfortable. You know, 200 miles on the BMC does not feel like 200 miles. And then there's the look of it. It's sleek, dare I say it, a little bit sexy. And then my other bike, which is my giant Propel, which, by the way, it's getting a massive respray, is gonna look pimp as. I'm really excited to show you guys what I've done to that, or what's been done to it. I might do a whole video on that alone, just to explain why I decided to pimp the bike out and not buy a new one. And then there's my mates who all ride bikes. I've only got a couple of hardcore mates who come and do crazy stuff with me. Again, if you look down the channel, one of my great mates who we've done lots of crazy things with, he and I always seem to end up doing lots of long distance stuff together. And last year he rang me up and said, mate, I've just bought a van, it's in Wales, do you fancy riding 170 miles to go and pick it up? I'm like, yeah. So we just jumped on the bikes. But I guess what I'm trying to say there is, being fit and strong and having a mate like that is kind of one of the reasons why I ride bikes. To have that ability to go and explore and take on adventures straight off. That means loads to me. It's part of, in my mind, the rich tapestry of life. And then there's the way that it makes you look and feel. Train well, eat right, wear nice kit. And I do think the Velo kit is really good, but I'm biased on that. But that's the point of fitness and looking after yourself, and also riding a bike. Get fit, feel good, look good. And I think that's all part and parcel of being a cyclist, is the way it makes you feel, the way it makes you look, and the enjoyment of just riding two wheels up hills, descending. Everything in cycling is the point, or the thing I should say, that I love about riding a bike. Anyhow, I'll finish off with this. Cycling's pretty much saved my life in ways that I could never really imagine. It's gave me more confidence, it's got me fitter, it's helped me de-stress, it's completely changed my mindset. I no longer have bouts of depression. I'm definitely way more positive, and I think it's just rolled and rolled over the years and made me look forward and have more adventures. If you like this video, hit like, hit subscribe, and look, tell me about your bike adventures and why you like riding your bike. Stick it in the comments below, let's have a chat. I'll see you next week. Sadly, you can't smell those cherry blossoms, but as I went past those trees, you just got a wall of absolute beautiful cherry blossom. Definitely the smell of summer.